the WWE just actually wrapped up their top 50 list of tag teams. Of course, you should check it out on Peacock. I actually watched the first 2 parts of it. It's really good.
Not the cock.
How many episodes is it?
I think it's its own like thing. There's no like within the documentaries or icons. It's its own little thing they have going. There's not really
Joe, give
how
me
many
6 minutes.
episodes is it?
This 5 episodes.
Okay, there we
go.
Give me 30 seconds. I'll tell you exactly how to get there. I'm
okay.
the cock up on my TV.
50 to 36 the first episode. 36.
I can get the cock up on my TV much quicker.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
practice.
That's what he said. You said.
You did say it.
Anyway, so WWE wrapped up their top 50 list. I want to sit here and spend a little bit discussing the list. And I think what I'm going to do, I want to break down a list in tens. Hi, Jackson.
You say hi to everybody?
What? I won't give you shit for wearing that shirt because they're better than the Yankees, at least. The Yankees shirt, I have a bigger issue with that.
And because he's like 5 and doesn't know about sports teams that well.
Or 3.
Or 3, whatever.
Pick your age, Joe. Pick your age. It's okay. So let's do this. I'm gonna break this down in groups of 10, 50 going up to 1, and see if an issue with the grouping. Now, it's kind of funny and fitting that we literally just wrapped up a tag team tournament. The Take 3 tag team tournament, which is the greatest tournament in history of all tournaments. For the record.
Wait, how many teams did we have in our tournament?
32, right, Mike? 32, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
How many of those 32 teams made this top 50?
I would say about half, right?
Because I'm sure like the ECW teams we had probably didn't make it.
But I will tell you, this is WWE, obviously. But I will say this much, though. Looking at this list alone, there's obviously a lot of teams that we missed out on having in the tournament. So I would not be against in the future, maybe in another fucking galaxy far, far away, doing this tournament again.
So hit me with them, because now I'm curious.
Let's what, the 50?
Yeah, give me 50
to
40.
So let's go to 50 to 41 right now and break it down. Will you agree? Number 50. You guessed it. Bushwhackers. You didn't see me doing the thing on the screen.
My question was which one of us guessed that, because neither one of us said a word.
I thought you were given 2 hand jobs. I thought you were just
thank you.
Right? Like, Pride Month is over, buddy.
Well, I mean, 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm gay.
I mean, 2 birds, 1 stone, Joseph. It's okay. So, yes, both.
I'm kind of mad that he literally was just like, yeah, I can say that I'm gay.
All right, number 49, Too Cool. Which, by the way, that's 2 teams that were in the tournament. 2 teams are in the tournament already.
All right, there we go.
Number 48, the Quebecers. Number 47, Smoking Guns. 46.
So I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Personally, the Quebecers were whatever, but I really prefer the Fabulous Rougeau brothers.
Me too. But of
they,
course,
they may be in this. They may be in this. We haven't gotten there yet.
You're right. Right.
Number 46, Strike Force. Tito Santana, Rick Martel.
Did we have them?
Huh?
Yes.
Did we have them? We had them.
Yes.
So they were one of those teams where it was like they were only around for like a year. So
not even. They were technically a little over a year, but they were literally like Martel got hurt for a little while. They came back and literally split up after that.
And wasn't like Tom Zink supposed to be in that team at one point?
It was a Can-Am connection and then they broke up, and then Martel and Santana got together and they won the tag titles like months later.
Okay.
So, 45, the Head Shrinkers. 44, Kane and X-Pac. 43, Batista and Ric Flair.
So they're just making shit up, is what you're saying?
No. Batista and Ric Flair were tag champions.
Yes, they were.
Revolution.
I mean, so were Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels, but they're not making this list.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Do they make this list?
I don't know.
Fuck you if they make this list.
Break us down.
Fuck you if they make this list. I blame you.
If they made this list and they have the Quebecers ranked at 48, I'm going to be very upset.
You're going to be very upset.
Right now, they're not on the list.
Okay.
42, Eminem. 42 is Eminem.
Nah,
I don't live with that.
Okay.
They should be higher.
41, the team that you can't stand, Joe, especially the Nasty Boys.
Oh yeah, no, but you know what? In a kayfabe list put out by WWE, the Nasty Boys belong on there, and that's about a good position for them. I'm not going to disagree with that. Actually,
They should be 49th.
right?
Only the Bushwhackers ranked after them.
No, they were. I mean, for that 1 year, they were booked like monsters.
No, that's the thing. Like, look, I'm not a Nasty Boys fan,
Right?
but I'm not going to act like they weren't one of the main tag teams when I was a kid. They were definitely identifiable as one of the main WWE tag teams as a kid.
From 90 to 91, they were looked at as the top. I mean, they beat the top. I mean, they won the tag titles against a top 5 team in this list, for the record.
Right.
On a big stage.
Like, look, when we did our tournament, where you're basing it on in-ring work, you're basing it on title range, you're basing it on whatever we decided to base it on. The Nasty Boys belong in the list, but didn't belong too far along.
Correct.
If you're basing it on kayfabe terms, and you're basing it in the way WWE does when they make these kinds of documentaries, the Nasty Boys totally belong. I'm totally okay with that.
Another thing that stuck out to me here too as well was Strike Force. Back to Strike Force again. I'm surprised they're on this list because again, they weren't together long. They got together late '87, won the tag titles pretty much immediately, then lost the title 5 months later at WrestleMania 4 against Demolition. Were off of TV for a year because Martel got hurt. Came back literally for WrestleMania 5 and broke up that night.
But doesn't it say a lot that in the year 2021, we all know who Strike Force is? We all remember them, for better or worse. We might not be able to name any of their matches. You might not be able to say, oh, they had this 5-star classic or anything like that. But you know who Strike Force is if someone says, yo, you ever hear Strike Force? And given how little time they actually existed as a tag team, I think it actually says something for their longevity that we do still remember them.
Because both guys were pretty well-known singles wrestlers too. Rick Martel, Tio Santana is a former Intercontinental Champion. I mean, Hall of Famer.
So were the Ultimate Warrior and Sting, but a lot of people don't talk about their tag team.
Well, they're not WWE though. True. But
I'm saying, even when you talk about tag teams in general, nobody's out there being like, "Oh yeah, the fucking Blade Runners were amazing."
The only other thing that stuck out to me also on this list too, this 10, is like I know we shit on Too Cool, but dude, they were fucking over for a year.
They were over at a time where everyone was over. D'Lo Brown was over. Savio Vega was over. The late 90s were a weird time where everyone could get over in wrestling. All you had to do was like maybe something lewd with your hands, like just
the worm, all that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so stupid, but I have no problem with it. Mike, what stood out to you in this 10? Excuse me.
The Mountie always gets his man.
He does.
Ernest, I would just like to say, if you're going to choke on a dick, you need to hit mute.
Too late. We're on Mike.
I guess the other thing that stands out is the lack of love for one Ric Flair and Dave Bautista.
You think should be higher than 43?
I walk 2 miles inside this pit of danger.
So they lasted, 1 year as a tag team, if that?
Well, I mean, Evolution was around for however long. Jackson, stop. You're good, dude.
So wait, what do we got next? What do we got for 40 to 31?
So 40 through 31. Here we go. Number 40, Rated RKO. Number 39. Huh?
I don't
low, right? Okay. Yeah. Number 39, a team that made our tournament. Paul London and Brian Kendrick.
There we go. I'm proud of that one.
That's low.
This one
is low. I will give you that. That's low.
38. Mutual respect here. DIY. Yes.
I would probably have London. I would probably have London and Kendrick ahead of them. And you're not talking. You're talking to probably the biggest Johnny Gargano supporter in the world.
Without question. Yeah. 37.
Did we not have DIY in our tournament?
No.
How do we miss that? That was a bad on us, for the record.
Did we add NXT in our tournament? I don't think we did.
I don't think we had anybody.
Like the Revival and stuff, or American Alpha.
I think we left NXT out of it.
Okay.
Wow.
I think we could almost do an entire 16-team bracket just like NXT tag teams.
That's not a bad idea.
It would take Ernest actually watching.
Yeah, I have to watch the old shit. But I know some of them existed back then. Some of them. 37, the world's greatest tag team.
That's really low for that.
Sean Richardson and some other guy's name. I forgot his name.
Charlie Haas.
Benjamin and Haas.
Yeah, right.
That's really low for them.
36. This feels low to me. Money Inc.
No,
that's about right.
No, I would have them. I would probably have them lower.
Really? Okay.
I would have them lower.
You have London and Kendrick, who were the longest reigning SmackDown Tag Team Champions for however long. You have DIY, who, those guys put on top 5 matches every time they were out there. You have Reigning RKO.
Yeah, you have Batista and Ric Flair, half of which have been in Marvel movies. So, obviously, there's room
like
to
that.
Down. No, but I will say, honestly, if you're gonna if we're gonna sit here and be like, oh, those guys are ranked low, then there's got to be some teams that we're gonna sit here and be like, those guys are ranked kind of high. And I think this is one of those cases where it's like, I'd rather see DIY up a little bit higher. I'd rather see Brian and Kendrick.
You almost just said Brian London and Paul Kendrick.
Yes.
You literally almost fucking.
I really did. I'd rather have London and Kendrick up higher. And I'd rather see Money Inc. a little bit lower. Money Inc. was a good team, but they weren't an amazing team or anything like that. It was a good pairing of 2 gimmicks. You had the rich guy and the IRS guy.
Like Strike Force in a sense.
It also worked. It also worked because Ted was trying to work less in the ring.
Right.
IRS could go out there and get thrown around by whoever, and then let Ted come in for 5 or 6 minutes, and then go back to getting thrown around, and then they get a cheap win.
Right.
All right. 35. Chris Jericho and the Big Show.
Stop.
Yeah. 34. 34. The Natural Disasters.
I don't hate that.
I don't hate it either. 33. The Street Profits. I feel like if we do this again, they'll be in the top 25. And say they do another year or 2 from now, they'll be in top 25.
No.
You pulled off on the Profits the last year, buddy.
They would have, I'm sorry, they'd have to get pushed really, really well. And now, granted, I'll give you this. We're about to be in front of live crowds again. The Street Profits are great in front of live crowds.
Without question.
We've seen them, Mike and I have seen them in front of the Full Sail crowd more than a few times in person. And we've gotten to see them in bigger arenas and stuff too, I think, right? Am I wrong about that?
So.
At least like a takeover or something. I feel like
they won Raw also too. They won tag titles on Raw too before crowd away.
I think they're one of those acts that works really, really well in front of a crowd. So I am going to amend what I just said and say that maybe you're right. A year from now, when they've been in front of crowds for another year, maybe you're right that they will be one of those teams. Right now, they're kind of non-existent. I'm not feeling bad about saying no.
Okay.
They left them off of the WWE WrestleMania card on purpose because the pop would have been fucking banana sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, 32. Jack and Gerald Briscoe.
I can't say I've ever seen a single one of their matches.
The only positive I'll say about this is at least they're including the
Legacy.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
I'll give them that.
I'm going to say this, though, without knowing the rest of the list. If they're on there, fucking Rocky Johnson and my boy at the Auburn YMCA, Tony Atlas.
Oh, they're there, and they're pretty high.
So. Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to be that guy, but if they weren't on this list, then I really don't need to see another video package of them talking about them being the first black tag team champion ever. Again.
Amen.
Right, I don't need to see that ever again. They better be high on this list.
I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's the line.
I'm already accepting that Billy and Chuck probably aren't on this list. So at least give me Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson.
31, the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. You think that's
lower? A little lower. Okay.
Wait, would you put them lower, or do you think that's low for them?
No, I put them lower.
Okay, that makes sense. I agree with you.
The fact that yes, they were a tag team for an extended period of time is a good thing. They were tag champions a couple times, but then they were also a lot of that time that they were a team. One of them was hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I always kind of felt like, can I be honest too? I felt like the Bludgeon Brothers as a gimmick was kind of like they broke them up. You know, they broke them up as the Wyatt family, and instead of actually giving them both a chance in singles where they both would have been awesome, as we know, they ended up just putting them back together in a new gimmick as a tag team. I never really liked that much.
Okay, let's go through this list. Number 30. This team I feel like would have been a little higher if they stayed together longer. The British Bulldog and Owen Hart.
Yeah, I guess.
29. I actually like this. John Morrison, The Miz.
Yeah, that's
29.
fair. I think that makes sense. I mean, more based on their run when they were first a team,
right,
than like their more recent run, but I don't hate it.
But I don't hate the late run too, to be honest.
Mike doesn't seem to like it that much.
A little too low? High? What?
I think they need to be further up the list.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I'm just trying. I'm just mentally like, I don't actually know the list. So I'm getting this revealed like as he's talking about it. I haven't sat through those shows, so I'm literally like, okay, who are the 27 teams that I could see above them? Because it's one of those where it's like, okay, if it's this team, I understand. If it's this team, I understand. But then I'm like, well, if it's this team, there's no chance in hell.
The only thing that I know is I saw the top 5 of this list on social media, and I really can't wait till we get there because I think it's going to be an interesting conversation.
The top 5 I actually agree with. The order I might tweak.
Let's just
we'll get there. We'll get there. You guys feel me on this one. 28, The Bar. Who were they?
Cesaro and Sheamus.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Wait,
we are The Bar.
This one started watching?
No, they broke up right before he started watching them again.
Yeah, they were together when I started watching.
They actually were a great fucking tag team. Like
it started as a feud. It started as a feud.
Sheamus's career. Rejuvenated? Did I say rejuvenated?
Probably.
You could.
I'll say this. It started as a feud, and everyone's like, well, what the fuck is Sheamus going to do? And then all of a sudden, they had a really good feud. And they're like, why are we kicking each other's asses when we can kick everybody else's asses?
Yep.
And they are The Bar.
Did you say in the accent? That's cool.
We are The Bar.
Number 27, Team Hell No. Who's that?
Sure.
Wait, what?
Team Hell No.
Hold on. Stop bullshitting me right now.
No, I'm being serious.
With that dumbass look on your face. Stop bullshitting me.
No, I'm being serious.
All right, I'm done with this podcast for the night. I can't with this motherfucker. How the fuck does he not know about fucking Kane and Daniel Bryan? What the fuck is wrong with him?
I didn't watch. They were together when I
know who they were?
No. I knew they were a team. They know their name, Team Hell No. I did not know that.
Did you not see that moronic look on his face where he looked like he saw the fucking beeper light from Men in Black where he was just like...
No, I did not know the name of the team was Team Hell No.
Have you never seen any of their matches?
I saw some of the matches. They were like 2011, 2012, right? 2013.
Yeah.
But I didn't know their name was Team Hell No.
My 3-year-old son just laughed at you the fact that you didn't know that they were Team Hell No. What the fuck's wrong with you? Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
Know that their therapist was Scorpio Sky? True story.
26.
He was one of them.
I actually agree with this. You're going to think I'm crazy. Number 26. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
This isn't the reason why we're going to think you're crazy, but continue.
Okay. Number 25. Los Guerreros.
Oh, did we leave them off of ours?
They didn't make our list, no.
Yeah, wow, that's a big miss for us. I'm going to give WWE credit for that one.
I think that was one of those where I kind of took some teams for granted whenever I made my list, trying to give Ernest some easy ones, and he found a way to miss those.
Yeah. Los Guerreros.
I'm the guy that brought in Powers of Pain and.
Yeah, exactly.
They were one of the main staples of like the SmackDown 6 when that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Earnest.
24.
He doesn't know what the SmackDown 6 are. No fucking
I've heard
chance.
it before, but
Name them. Name the 6.
I don't know.
Name the SmackDown 6.
Brock Lesnar?
No, shut up. You're done already.
Michael, Tito, Lorraine, Leroy, Jeremiah, and Jamal Jackson.
Yeah. And Janet. but Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
That's right. 24. The APA feels low.
No, that's probably right high. For them. No, I would say that's right for them because their thing was they didn't need to be tag champions. Theirs was the gimmick. There was a lot of stuff that they did that was like the backstage stuff and being paid to beat people's asses and protect people. Like their thing was the gimmick. It wasn't necessarily the matches, and I think that's why I'm
gonna give you that one because I would say, and this I don't feel like this is a hot take, but y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Ron Simmons, who was literally the first ever black man to wear the NWA World Title, the first ever African American to wear the NWA World Title, I would say his most famous stint in pro wrestling was in the APA.
I agree.
More people know him for the APA than they do for being the first African American to be world champion.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah. 23, the Blackjacks.
Like Mulligan and.
That's got to be
I'm assuming so.
That's got to be Mulligan.
Originals. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be.
22.
Again, that's one of those teams. I can't say I've ever seen a single one of their matches, but sure.
But hearing about their career, I think you kind of have to.
Yeah.
I may be wrong here because I didn't watch the era of this era, but based on the legacy, it feels low to me. Maybe you can tell me something different. 22, the Shield.
No, I'm okay with it.
So the only reason I'm not okay with it is because of who ranks higher later in the list, but I'll leave it at that.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
This feels
and I'll
low
explain
too.
why when we get there.
This feels low, except they weren't. I mean, I guess they were a tag team in the back half, the second installment. 21's DX with Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
No, that doesn't even belong on this list. They weren't a tag team.
Were they on the second stint? Shawn Michaels
they were a tag team at the tail end.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, right. They're like 2000 what?
7, 8.
But they're one of those teams that's in kind of for the same reason that the APA was in. The beginning of their run was more the stuff that they did together and the skits and all of that.
Yeah.
And then it was like the tag matches at the end. But if we're going solely, and I'm going to just say, based on solely like tag team wrestling, like you've got teams like DIY and the Bludgeon Brothers and Miz and Morrison that are in like the 30s and 40s. And you have a team that is like best known for shoving like Shane McMahon's head up fucking Big Show's ass inside of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't. They're only there because their DX and WWE made this list.
I like this number 20. Number 20, the Undisputed Era.
I don't. That's another one where I don't feel like give me Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly as the team, and that's still too high for them. But give me them.
You got to remember they're gonna lump all of them together because when Bobby blew out his ACL and Roddy took over for him.
Yeah.
Probably those
I don't
two,
like.
right?
But am I wrong? And maybe this is just a me thing, and you guys could disagree with me. I don't like how this list takes stables and acts like they're tag teams.
I don't hate it probably as much as you do. Only from the sole reason of when it was the Shield, you had all of them tagged together separately. Like
right.
You had a Roman and a Dean, a Roman and a Seth and a Dean. With the Undisputed Era, you have a Kyle and Fish, Kyle and Roddy.
Right.
You never really had Adam in a tag team, but that was because Adam was like the main guy. But Adam did technically win the tag titles with Kyle before they used the Freebird rule after Bobby blew his knee out.
Right, but see, to me, those are all different teams. Like, yes, they're all under the umbrella of the same faction, but they're different teams. I wouldn't rate those teams together because then you run into look, Red Dragon, O'Reilly and Fish are an amazing tag team. They are one of the best tag teams that ever existed in Ring of Honor. They're one of the best tag teams that ever ran through the indie scene during the 2000s. They were one of the best tag teams in NXT. I don't think it's fair to give Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly's 20 matches together as a tag team that much credit because Fish and O'Reilly are one of the greatest teams.
Well, then I think you have to take it with a grain of salt because there's going to be a group coming up that I know is gonna that deserves to be in there as a group because of the matches that they've had together. So
all right, number 19, Joe's for you. Rocky Johnson, Tony Atlas, number 19.
There we go.
I don't hate it.
When I see Tony at the gym tomorrow, I'm gonna let him know he was number 19 on this list.
Number 18.
What he says about.
Yeah. Number 18, Professor Toru Tanaka and Mr. Fuji.
Like the legacy part of it is really cool, but I can't say I've ever seen a single one of their matches.
But it makes you want to go back and maybe check it now that it's so high. Why is it so high?
It doesn't, because that style of wrestling.
Number 17, people will say this feels low, but they were not utilized well in WWE.
Mike,
you know who this is.
He's talking about you.
Number 17, this is properly rated, to be honest with you. Had they had the career in WWE they had in WCW, they'd be in the top 10, maybe top 5.
The
Steiner Brothers. Okay. 17.
But wait, is this just a WWE list?
Yes, it is WWE list. Yes.
So as a WWE list, the Steiners do not belong that high.
Yeah,
they're running WWF.
I can argue that. Yeah.
Their run in the early 90s in WWF was nothing to actually write home about.
I agree with
their legacy comes from WCW and the NWA. No, I think it was just WCW. They were
there at the tail end of the NWA. I think.
Like real tail end, yeah.
They had a solid 1 year there. Right. Number 16. This is probably because of the gimmick and all that. The Rock and Sock connection with Mick Foley and The Rock, of course. It was fun, but if you're talking about, but it's a disrespect to DIYs of the world, and you said the Bludgeon Brothers. It's a disrespect.
I'm starting to get mad that Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels aren't on the list. If you're gonna give me the fucking Rock and Sock connection.
Right. Okay, hold on.
Go ahead, Mike.
I want a small spoiler alert. You can look at the rest of the list and tell me. Is the two-man power trip on this list? Is Steve Austin and Triple H on this list?
No.
It's because the Rock
you give me the stupid ass Rock and Sock connection. You give me fucking Strike Force, but you don't give me the two-man power trip.
It's because number one, I can guarantee you, number one, because the Rock and Sock connection existed during the Attitude Era, so of course it's going to get more credit.
Right.
Number two, if Triple H hadn't got injured when he did, I think the two-man power trip might have actually had a little bit more longevity.
This is post WrestleMania 17, right? Okay.
Yes.
Garbage.
Okay. Number 15, the Wild Samoans.
All right, Legacy Award.
Legacy.
Number
14, Shawn Michaels, Mark Jannetty, the Rockers.
Nope.
Too high?
Too high? Okay.
Get
Number 13,
Get them out of here.
I pissed you guys off. And honestly, this is my favorite team of all time. And yet, this is too high.
Heart Foundation?
No. Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, Mega Powers.
Stop.
Way
They
too
never
fucking
did
high.
anything as a tag team.
They literally had matches.
They were only a tag team for storyline purposes so that they could have a title match.
They did a couple things as tag teams.
They knocked Akeem out of the ring through the middle rope.
Mike, they literally had 3 matches together.
Okay, they did
Stop, really?
Teams. Can I explain what they did as tag teams?
Go right ahead.
They gangbanged Miss Elizabeth.
Okay.
Did multiple 8 balls of cocaine.
Yeah.
I believe you on that.
May or may not have shot steroid in each other's asses.
Probably did that.
And probably held up Vince McMahon for more money. They have more fucking tag team victories than half the team on this list.
I don't believe the Elizabeth one. Macho was too protective to have a 3-way with her.
First, you need to know, brother, if you give me some cocaine, anything's on the table.
The Mega Powers. They have 3 matches. Now, granted, it's not including house shows.
I'm going to tell you. First of all, 1988, Blue Chew did not exist. Viagra was not around yet. If those men were doing as much cocaine to do those good promos as they could, they were not getting their dicks hard to fuck Elizabeth. I promise you that.
Number 12, the Valiant Brothers.
Who?
The Valiant Brothers.
Jimmy, and what's his name?
Yeah, Legacy.
Jay?
Legacy. No, Legacy Award.
Number
Jimmy
11.
and Jay Valiant?
Number 11. I'm surprised they're even on this list, considering their problems with Vince.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You're starting off with. I'm surprised this team is even on the list. They're number 11.
Considering the issues with Vince, Demolition.
What issues with Vince?
They're not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you recognize that.
A lot of people aren't in the Hall of Fame. What's your point?
Well, there's a lot of issues between Vince and
but what?
I think
I've never heard.
I think they're on that lawsuit trying to fucking sue McMahon. I think their names are attached to that fucking
Which lawsuit, like the questions and shit.
The class action bullshit.
Okay,
I think they're
right.
I think their names are on that, and I think that's kind of what he's referencing.
I've never heard any issues between them and McMahon. So I know that.
Argue, just for argument's sake, maybe they're well placed here, but I can make a case them even a little bit higher.
No,
I think 11's a good place for them.
I think they're fine where they're at, and I don't even know who the top 10 are, but I'm going to tell you right now that I don't know that there's a team that I could realistically say, like just randomly reeling off teams in my head. Hardy's, Edge and Christian, Dudley's, Usos, New Day, Hart Foundation. What I'm saying is I'm listing those teams not knowing that if they're in the top 10 or not, and I'm saying I can't put them ahead of those 7 tag teams that I just reeled off the top of my head in 3 seconds.
But I do think 11, anywhere between 11 and 15 is a good place for them.
Yes, I agree.
All right, top 10. I'm just going to bolt these off. Okay, we'll just run this off, top 10, and we'll debate it. Okay?
Do it Usain Bolt style. Do it in 2 seconds.
Okay.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
It's already done.
All right. Number 10, British Bulldogs. Number 9, the Brothers of Destruction. Number 8, the New Age Outlaws. Number 7. What?
Wait.
Okay.
Did you just say Kane and The Undertaker were number 9?
Correct.
As a tag team?
Correct.
Okay. Next.
So, let me ask you a question. As you say that, would you switch out Demolition for them?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Really?
No, I would put fucking
the Rockers.
Somebody that was in no, fuck off. They were awful.
No, they weren't awful.
What?
Stop. They weren't awful.
I have more tag team title victories than they do. I have the title belt to prove it.
Yeah, but you didn't. What you did not do is inspire an entire generation of AEW tag teams to slap their thighs as the Rockers.
I also didn't do so much cocaine and throw my best friend through a barbershop window, but I mean, what the fuck?
Oh, I mean, that guy ended up becoming arguably the greatest wrestler in history of the business.
Yeah, you're right. He did. And his left eye's going one way and his right eye's going the other way now.
Damn.
That's true.
Fuck.
All right. Number 7, the Usos. Number 6, the Legion of Doom.
I'm out.
Okay.
Wait, what's wrong with the Usos at 7?
That's too low, actually. That's too high?
The fact that Legion of Doom is fucking ranked above them is hot trash.
I totally agree with you. 100%.
I agree with that.
100%. In fact, I could make a case with Demolition be ahead of them also, too.
Stop.
I guess I could.
Stop.
So what?
Demolition,
of course
Mark boy.
Demolition. Now, Legion of Doom, even in WWF terms only, had a longer longevity and a longer run. Demolition existed for, what did we say, 4 years? Yeah. Legion of Doom was around in the early 90s, and then again randomly in the mid 90s, and then the late 90s, and then Hawk fell off the stage.
True, but I would say Demolition for those 4 years, I would say 3 of them, they were the tippy top of that division.
I agree.
And that's the case I'm making for Demolition. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Garbage. Here we go. Here's top 5. And I'll say this once again. I think they got it right with the 5.
You're wrong.
We can debate. 5, Dudley Boys. 4, Edge and Christian. 3, the Hart Foundation. 2, the Hardy Boys. And 1. You know what it is. Come on. New Day. I want you to say it. I want you to chant New Day.
New Day does not belong at number 1, and that's my problem with this list.
Okay, so let me just say this real quick. Okay. So I haven't watched.
They're not a tag team. They're a stable. I'm sorry. Right. They're not a tag team. They're a stable.
Here's a case I'll make for them as someone that's fresher coming into watching their run. Okay. I didn't watch, I'd say about 3/4 of their run from 2014 to now.
Sure.
But I knew who they were. Longevity alone is going to make a case for them. Forget the amount of titles they have. They 11 titles now? 11?
Look. If you were telling me this was a list of the top stables in WWF history, and you told me that New Day was at number 1, I would sit here and be like, I fucking love it. They belong there. They are easily the most successful stable in WWE history that has stayed together all this time. Even now, like that they're on separate shows, they're still kind of a stable.
It's still really relevant.
Yeah. No, so I agree. If this was a stables conversation, I agree. They're not a tag team to me. I'm sorry. They're not a tag team to me.
But they're top 5, definitely, right?
And they've been 8-time tag team champions. So what the fuck do I know? But they're not a tag team to me.
They've been more than 8-time tag team champions.
Okay.
They're like 10 or 11 now.
Yeah. Let me just say this real quick. Also, our tournament, we got it right. We got it right. Dudley Boys.
I mean,
we got it right.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think.
Well, hold on. We got it right, but WWE also got it right.
New Day.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: we took into account what the Dudley Boys did in ECW, something that was not counted on this list.
Good point.
Correct. A lot of a good portion of the Dudleys' title runs and tag team matches that were most notably known was their time in WW or in ECW. Now they came over to WWE and they had a fucking hell of a TLC match or two with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. Cool story, bro. But it looked from my perspective. What was the 5 again?
Okay, top 5, 5-1. Dudley Boys, Edge and Christian, Hart Foundation, the Hardys, and the New Day.
Okay, the fact that the New Age Outlaws and the Usos aren't anywhere near that fucking conversation is hot garbage.
Okay.
Wait,
Joe, real quick.
Where were the New Age Outlaws?
Real quick.
They were like 7.
Joe, real quick. Mike, so you have a problem with the 5?
Yes.
Who are you taking out of the 5 and put it in there right now?
I am taking the Hardy Boys out. And I'm taking Edge and Christian out.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Oh no, I would keep both of those in there. I like that.
Yeah, but you have to remember. You have 3 tag teams from the mid 90s. You have nobody from the 2000s, the mid 2000s. You have nobody from the early 80s, with the exception of the Hart Foundation. At the end of the day, who was the best known tag team in that entire Attitude Era? It wasn't the Hardy Boys. It wasn't Edge and Christian. It wasn't the Dudley Boys. It was the guys that came out and said, "Oh, you didn't know?
Yeah.
Your ass better call somebody."
I was going to get there. I was going to get there.
Top fucking 5. It's kind of hot. It's kind of hard.
I don't know if they're top 5. I do know that where they're at's low.
How do you?
Okay, wait. So I will say this. I will say this. I agree with Ernest. I wouldn't put the New Age Outlaws in the top 5. However, I do see your point about those 3 teams, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys all being top 5, being a little BS. I would put one of them, probably the Dudleys, into like 6th or 7th, and I'd put the Usos in the top 5. I think if you're going to have the New Day at number 1, their greatest rivals, the only other tag team to make it as big as they have in the last decade in WWE, are the Usos. I think you get them into the same stratosphere.
My top 5 are in order: New Day, Dudleys, Hart Foundation, Usos, New Age Outlaws.
Do we agree Hart Foundation in top 5? Do we all agree Hart Foundation top 5 tag team?
I got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
What is the highest ranking tag team from the early 90s?
Early 90s?
Hart Foundation.
Hart Foundation, technically.
Which was that, like number what, 8?
3?
No, 3.
They're number 3.
Oh, they were at 3. Okay. I apparently wasn't paying attention.
That's okay.
Yeah, WWE's top 5 was the New Day, the Dudleys, the Hart Foundation, Hardys, Edge and Christian.
Let me say this real quick. Their top...
Not in that order.
Forget the order. Their top 8 is correct. They're 8. Lock them in. Tier 1. That's correct. Those are the
who is 6, 7, 8? The Usos.
6 is Legion of Doom. 7 is Usos. 8 is New Age Outlaws.
Okay, I can agree with that. I'm not as upset with that.
So if this is in tiers, tier 1 goes to 1 through 8.
Yeah, I can agree with that because you could put the 8 of them in any order you really wanted to, and it not be wrong.
New Day.
I said, to me, the biggest thing with the New Day is I just don't feel like, and this might be just me, Like I said, look, they've been 11-time tag team champions, so the fuck do I know? I feel like
the problem is, Joe, here's the thing you have to remember. You take them and you make them two separate tag teams, both of them are making this list. And you're not giving recognition to other people. You're not giving recognition to the Bushwhackers, to the Strike Forces, to the even to extent the DIYs of the world. You know, they may not even get involved in this list if you have to break up Kofi and Woods and Kofi and Kofi and E and Woods, and it just becomes so much of a clusterfuck that it's like I'd almost lump them and per se the Undisputed Era together and just maybe not rank the Undisputed Era as high. Because it's like the only reason why it wasn't just Fish and O'Reilly for however long is because Bobby blew his knee out. Yeah. So it's one of those things where it's like that's why I said when we were talking about them, it's like I feel like there's got to be like that silver lining. Like 3 different New Day tag teams could all make this list.
You're right.
And it's like there's a lot of teams that made this list that it's like, oh, it's cool that they're recognized as like one of the best 50 tag teams in WWE history. But now we have to break up this team into 3 different teams, and now we're losing teams off this list. Like if you told me right now, like, hey, this week your work to do or whatever before our next show is to take the 50 teams and put them in your order, just those 50 teams, like I would do it. But if you tell me that then I have to split up the New Day, I have to split up the Shield, I have to split up the Undisputed Era, I'm telling you straight up, Bushwhackers gone, Money Inc. gone, Strike Force gone. Like there are teams that will not be here if you tell me I need to break them up. And it's not because I don't think they were great for the era that they were in. I think that Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and Big E were better than Strike Force and Money Inc.
Can I ask the question that we're all thinking before we move on to the next topic?
Okay.
Where are the Killer Bees?
Who cares?
The same place that the Fabulous Rougeaus are.
Fuck this list. Fuck this list and hate of Killer Bees.
Fucking Iron Sheik hates
Brian Blair belongs on this list.
Iron Sheik hates Brian Blair. Brian Blair, you cocksucker.
I'm sorry, Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov on this list is bullshit.
No. They were...
They were not the Killer Bees.
Okay, maybe they were high, but they served a purpose in the 80s.
Okay, let's be real. Let's be real. And this is where I leave this.
Okay.
We have the Rock and Sock Connection.
Right.
We have the Mega Powers.
Yeah.
We have DX.
Yep.
We have the Rockers.
Whoa, stop. Don't do the Rockers.
You don't even know where the fuck I'm going with this, smartass. Okay. Shut the fuck up and host this show.
Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, go.
Where the fuck is Shawn Michaels and Diesel at?
Okay, wait. I have a real
I would go so far as saying that they're more deserving than fucking DX.
I have a question. They are more deserving than DX. I agree with you 100% on that.
Yes.
I have a question before we move on to the next topic.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the fact that they didn't include women's tag teams in this list at all?
I don't hate it.
You can't do that.
I don't hate it.
I mean,
I think if you did this in 5 years, yeah, you may have more legs to stand on. Like right now, like realistically, like who would you put in? Sasha and Bayley and the Bella Twins?
That is it.
Maybe like the Jumping Bomb Angels really low on the list.
Yeah, okay, so number 50. So you're taking the Bushwhackers out and you're putting them in.
Exactly. Yeah. That's fair. No. It's a valid point. That's what I'm just saying. Like they're the people that came to my mind more than anything else where I was like, yo, but like legacy. Like maybe give them like a spot somewhere on it. But they
you keep saying legacy. I think you're talking about Cody Rhodes and fucking Ted DiBiase.
Right.
What the fuck are you like? Why are you bringing them up?
I've seen them on the list of fucking DX. I'm just saying.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, I think the best way to do this is do it in tiers. So but I agree with Mike.
Yeah. Like a wedding cake.
But the Rockers,
just as long as you don't pet the cake topper.
Look, some of us were drunk.
Hey, one more question. Where's Twin Towers at?
Who?
Twin Towers.
They're where they need to be. Fucking in Slick's fucking basement somewhere in fucking Beaufunk, Alabama.
Who the fuck are the Twin Towers?
Bossman and Akeem, genius.
Oh.
At least.
Did they have less 40 matches than the Mega Powers? Because
they had matches. They were kind of over in the 89.
Oh.
Didn't they have the tag titles for like a month?
No, never had it. Demolition owned that shit for a good over a year.
Dude, Demolition's title run blends together. Kind of like, get out, ball. No, didn't get out. Their title run blends together like I blend smoothies.